We buy the things for the altar, what I like. Yeah. So it's like, yes, this is, this is an offering for the Buddha, but because the Buddhas, of course, they don't take it. Then we take it on. But the first thing, why we put things on the altar, is an offering for the Buddhas and for the Bodhisattvas. Why? To create the merit and to practice generosity. Yeah. The second one is making prostration. So he prostrates to all the Buddhas. He goes through the whole list of all the Buddhas. And the third one of these limbs, which is not in the other 7 limbs, but it comes before, when we do the practice, taking refuge. Taking refuge meaning really appreciating the presence of the Buddha, the teachings of the Buddha that we call the Dharma, and the Sangha, like the community of the Buddhists. Yeah, as I was saying yesterday, this morning, you can have all the teachings from YouTube and from books, but you do need a Sangha. You do need a group, because otherwise it won't hold. Yeah. And you need to rub. You see, in the Sangha, when we have conflict, the rubbing is happening in a secure space. Because everybody knows we have negative emotions. Everybody knows that I want to do something about them, so you not feel so hurt if you are a good Sangha member. If you come to a Sangha thinking that every Sangha member is a Buddha, then you won't last very long. Because you have very high expectations that they should behave like a Buddha. Well, they don't, because they're also on the path like we are. Okay? When we look at like what we have, like the standards we have for other people to behave ethically, especially for the Sangha members, how they should behave. I mean, it's incredibly high. If we look at our own standards, then, which is okay. I'm not saying you should kind of put pressure on yourself that you should behave, as a Sangha member, as a Buddhist, impeccable and all this. I'm not saying that. But lower the standard of the others also, because we're not Buddhas. And then you'll be a happy Sangha member, and you say, okay, I see the mirror there. Yeah? Because what we see when we have conflict in other people, we see our own negative mind. We see the mirror. Then they show me the mirror and they make me practice, so that's a good thing. But there are Sanghas who are very harmonious and, if you want to find fault, you can find fault everywhere. Anyway. So refuge, like refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. And then the next one is confession. So from the second chapter, there is a lot about confession because we have a lot of habits. We have a lot of tendencies, habits, which is ripening karma from past previous actions. So we need to purify these negative karmic seeds so that they don't come out as tendency, to weaken the tendencies. And we do that with what is called the 4 opponent powers. Maybe we talk about them a little bit this evening. But if I keep going on, we're not even getting to the 5th chapter here. Okay? So that is the second chapter. Preparing the ground, kind of like a field, Doing purification practices is like taking out the stones in your field. That things still grow in your field when there's stones, but it grows much better when there's no stones at all. So purification practice is very, very important. Okay, then the 3rd chapter is about rejoicing. So you see, first he purifies, then we feel bad because we see, I'm doing all these negative things, the mind is down. Then we rejoice. We rejoice about all the good things we have done, other people are doing, and so on. The mind comes up again. Then the next limb is requesting to teach the Dharma. And then the next limb is request not to pass into Nirvana. We will be looking at this when we start the next session a little bit. Yeah. And then it's the dedication. And then when you have this, when you start to really work with these verses and really do it, then you start to get going. Yeah. And for the Bodhisattvas, actually, there is 2 different kinds. One kind is like you find it inspiring And you think, yeah, that would be a good thing to have. Yeah? That's at the beginning. And at the beginning, this is really good enough. But then comes, I really want to do this. And then you call it engaging bodhicitta. Right? So until now, it's pretty much only aspiring bodhicitta. And then when you do engaging bodhicitta, that is at the end of the third chapter, you make a vow to go in that direction. At the end of the third chapter, he says, yes, I have examined this, I want to do this, okay? So, if you are here for the first time, you shouldn't feel like as if I'm talking to you. Because Shantideva, when we go into the verses, you'll see, he talks to himself. I will do that, I shall do that, I shall not do that, like this. So don't take this, if you're here for the first time, don't take it personally yet. Just see it, would that be something that I would want to do? Because in the second chapter, he talks about, if it's of benefit to sentient beings, I will even give them my body. It's pretty heavy, If they want to harm my body, and it's of benefit to them, then may they harm my body. Wow, you really need to understand what this means before you start going out and giving your body. Yeah? One thing is, if you start to give your body mentally, if at one point somebody harms your body, your whole life will not be finished. You will still be able to continue because you think, well, I already gave my body, so now somebody came to take it. Yeah? Somebody steals from you because you give all your possessions as a Bodhisattva mentally. Then you go, well, I already gave them anyway, so somebody now came to get it. As a Bodhisattva, I'm not saying I'm able to do that. I also have my things, okay? But when you are very good in practice, you don't have your own things anymore. They are your own for use, but they've been given to you by others. Because basically, what we call mind, none of it we have produced. We just bought it. Or it was given to us. When I look, for example, when parents die in heritage, how the kids have this thing, now this is my money. It's not your money, it's the parents' money. If they want to give it to somebody else. Yeah, there's so much suffering with this attitude, You didn't earn this money. And just because it's your parents' money doesn't mean that now it's yours because now they're dead. But there's so much fighting over this money. So many families are broken because of that attitude. This is my money. You got more than I did, like between brothers and sisters. It's horrible. Yeah? So as a Bodhisattva, you've already given it away anyway, so somebody comes to take it, it's okay. But it doesn't mean that you squander it. You still protect it because somebody who steals it creates negative karma. So the attitude when you lock your room is totally different. When you lock your room because you don't want anybody to create negative karma by stealing your stuff. Or you lock your room because I don't want anybody to steal my things because they're mine. Do you see the difference? It's the same action. So we're actually not so much changing behavior, we are especially changing attitudes. And then, I see sometimes when people hear this for the first time, I see them kind of smiling, oh yeah, so I just changed my attitude, but I still have the same down here. It's not going to work. Because it's your mind who's creating the karma. You can't cheat anybody. When you just say, I do this for somebody else, but here it's like, no, I do it for me, then it's still you do it for you. But the thought at the beginning is totally not genuine. It's totally fake. But because we keep thinking that thought, then it becomes more true, relatively true. Yeah? Do you see what I mean? Like attitudes that we have, we didn't have them just like that. They develop by consciously or unconsciously thinking about the thing. Here, very consciously, you think about the thing. Okay. So now we have, again, in chapter 3, there is this, I want to be a Bodhisattva, I want to practice this. So now chapter 4 and 5 are especially to generate the mindfulness to keep on that track. And mindfulness, the word mindfulness, is very often also used not exactly in the right way here in the West. Mindfulness is a word that is used a lot, and also many people think that with mindfulness you can solve all the problems. I have to say, no, you cannot, but you can solve a lot of problems. You can become calmer, more open, wider, not necessarily more compassionate if you don't combine it with compassion and with love. Just mindfulness can make you even more selfish, by the way. And mindfulness, the word mindfulness means memory. Sati, memory, that's it. The memory, what we want, where we want to go. So if the attachment doing something, or like we have this memory in our daily life, like when we left Tel Aviv, that we knew we wanted to go to Nesamin. So we don't need to think during the when I left the Waze. So, but let's say you're not using the Waze yet to go by foot to the shop. Or if you want to go to your room, right? You develop the attitude, I want to go to my room. You can call it attitude, you can call it motivation. That stays with you. You don't have to repeat it. But if there's a lot of distractions on the way, you need another mind factor, which is called awareness, who checks whether you are on the right path to go to your room. And so chapter 4 is especially like just the mindfulness, keeping it up. I want to go in that direction, and it works a lot with guilt and fear, as I said, which usually for Westerners it's not very beneficial because we take it too far, the guilt and the fear. I am so bad. Again, it kind of increases the sense of me and I. It's terrible. And but then again, it comes like with the precious human rebirth and all this. But he says, for example, like the fear, and he threatens himself. He's not talking to us, don't forget. He threatens himself that he will be reborn in a lower state if he abandons the vow that he made. And again, psychologically, if you make a vow to somebody that you will be there for them, like when they need you, and you don't keep that vow, even the other person is not angry at you, but you feel terrible. So that's what he's saying. If you make that vow and then you abandon it, you will feel terrible. And you see, the lower states, the rebirth, it's not a place, it's a mind state. Also, human beings don't exist really from their own side. It's just a mind state. Human beings are merely labeled. When dogs see us, they don't see human beings. They see something with something that gives me food. The dogs don't understand human beings as human beings the way we understand them. Do you see what I mean? And definitely a fly or a mosquito doesn't see you as a human being, intelligent and, running a country and all this. They see you as food. That's why also human beings don't exist from their own side, because they can be seen in different ways. But we don't understand it like that. We are human beings existing from our own side, like that. So he threatens himself, like he says, if you abandon to himself, if I abandon this battle, I will be reborn in the lower states, or I will disappoint all the Buddhas and all sentient beings, because I made this vow, I made this promise. Yeah, we're making a break in 2 minutes. Because I made this vow. It's again, when we let somebody down, we feel terrible. So that's what he's saying. Do you want to avoid feeling terrible? Then keep your vow. If you want to feel terrible, then break it. Yeah? So that's working with fear and shame. Like the fear and the shame, they have to be applied before we do the action, not afterwards. Afterwards it's too late, and that's what we do. Yeah? We apply it afterwards. But we, if we are in kind of two minds, should I do that, should I not do that? And then to think, how will I feel afterwards when I do that? This is skillful. Yeah? And this is training, because we don't do it. We do the action, done, and then we feel guilty. And then we're stuck again, And then you need to be, it's great, all this self-compassion. I saw somebody has like books like this. It's all about self-compassion. I mean, it shouldn't be necessary. I'm sorry. I mean, it's like, we are so distorted, that we need to go on and on and on about the self-compassion thing, I mean, come on, grow up. We have so much potential. Stop going again and again to this kind of neurotic thing. I'm such a bad person, Then you give up all responsibility to grow up and to do something. But if you still again and again and again go in there, then you need these stacks of books of self-compassion. So much money is being made with that now these days. You see it because I'm, in the internet, I receive daily things that you can sign up and pay, and, for getting online self-compassion courses and all this. Yeah? It's a thing called mindful. Sometimes they have good articles, but sometimes also it's a thing that's called mindful, and then you get these things every day. And a lot of people earn a lot of money with it. So it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. If the motivation of these people is really to make you feel more grown up and to take responsibility and not to hide behind the thing, I am a bad person. It's such a childish thing to do. Because we all know we can love. We all know that we can have compassion. Whatever we messed up in the past, well, make amends if you can. Otherwise, just for Christ's sake, let go. Don't go down the same alley again and again and again and again and again. And, sit in front of the mirror, look at yourself and just say, hey, I am a good person. That's all you need. You don't need these stacks of books. You need to start to believe that you are a good person. That's all. That's all. Because you are good people. Because we all have the potential to love. Yeah? Also, to keep us going with, to keep the mindfulness going that we want to attain, liberation, he reminds us of, or he reminds himself of dukkha, klesha. Since beginningless time, you want to continue like this forever and ever and ever. Then again, we come down. Then he talks about Krishna's human rebirth. So then again, we come back up, and he's encouraging himself. And then he starts now. This will be mainly chapter 5. He starts slowly to start to shoot at the mental afflictions, at the negative emotions. That is your only enemy, not the mental afflictions of other people, but your own. Yeah, so that's where he starts to kind of to target them. And then he finishes the 4th chapter also by to encourage ourselves by looking around in the world. How so many people can make so much effort. I mean, I don't have to look at others. I can see how much effort did I make on skiing and climbing ropes. Getting up at who knows what time in the morning, and to see how the effort, like he talks about farmers and soldiers and fishermen, Maybe here with the Mediterranean it's not so bad. But fishermen in the North Sea, where the sea is very rough and it's very cold and the waves go, on the boat and all this, and all the effort they can make just to earn a living. So shouldn't we be able to make an effort to attain enlightenment? Yeah. So he encourages us to say, hey, come on, this is possible. He got it himself, but actually it is for us, but he talks to himself. Okay? So this is where we got until now. Then he finished with to develop trust in our goodness. Okay, so now it's 10 to 11. Lunch is at 12.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we make a break until 1:15, and then we do the 7 lives, and we do a short meditation on self-compassion. To feel the goodness in yourself, so that, to nourish that goodness in yourself, so that you can slowly kind of go over that, I'm so bad. Or you can dissolve make conversation with the, I'm so bad. You go with your self-compassion, go to the, I'm so bad. You say, okay, prove it to me. Prove it to me that I'm really bad. Challenge that, I'm so bad thing. Okay. Okay, so we're still in silence, and go and challenge your ego. If it doesn't, so if you say like, I'm so bad because I don't understand anything, if you're here for the first time, of course you don't understand everything. It's normal. It's totally normal. And questions, please write them down. And don't give them to me yet, but put them, there's something there where you can put them. Is there? Something hanging there. So you put them there, and then I'll take them out. Thank you very much.